In the last video, we talked about the rules of Surds, addition and subtraction rule, as well as multiplication rule. In today's video, we are going to be taking this a step further. Now, let's take an example. Now, if I was given this square root of 18, and I was told to simplify. So, simplify square root of 18. Now, we all know that 18 is not a perfect square. So, when we are given something like this, what do? Now all we need to do is how to get a perfect square from 18. Now I think the best way for you to get it is for me to do it. Now we know that 18 is 2 times 9. And you know that 9 is a perfect square. So we simplify square root of 18 by looking for factors of 18 that is a perfect square. Does that make sense? So this is equals to square root of 2 times square root of 9. Do you understand? Square root of 9 is what? 3. So we have square root of 2 times 3. Square root of 2 times 3 will give us 3 root 2. So we've simplified square root of 18 as 3 root 2. Alright, that's the same thing as if I have simplify square root of 32. Now we know that 32 is not a perfect square. Now I ask myself, what factor of 32 is a perfect square? I know that 16 is a factor of 32 and it's a perfect square. So I have 16 times 2. So we have square root of 16 times square root of 2. Square root of 16 is what? 4. So we have 4 times square root of 2. 4 times square root of 2 is 4 root 2. Do you understand? Now what of if I'm told to simplify square root of 245? Now this is a very big number. And I might not know the factor of 245 that will give me a perfect square. So how do I go about this? Now watch. Now all we need to do is to divide 245 by prime numbers. That is 2, 3, 5 or 7. So can we do this? Now we know that 2 cannot go in 245. 3 cannot go in 245. So we take 5. 5 in 24 is 4. Remainder 4. 5 in 45 is what? 9. Do you understand? Now 7. 7 in 49 is 7. Then we have 7 in 7 is 1. Does this make sense? So it means 245 is the same thing as 49 times 5. So we can have 49 times 5. And square root of 49 is what? 7. And then we are left with root 5. I hope you understand. So if you want to do it step by step, it's like square root of 49 times square root of 5. Square root of 49 is 7. 7 times square root of 5 will give us 7 root 5. Do you understand? Now let's take this a step further. So we have this question: simplify 3 root 45 minus 12 root 5 plus 16 root 20, leaving your answer in Surds form. Now let's solve this. So we have 3 root 45 minus 12 root 5 plus 16 root 20. Now remember, what we want to do is to simplify the things in this square root sign. So we are trying to look for a number that is a perfect square and is a factor of 45. And we are trying to look for a number that is a perfect square and is a factor of 20. Now 5 is a prime number, so it does not have a factor. And in fact, this has been made very simple for us because all we need to do is to divide 45 by 5 and divide 20 by 5, and then we'll get the number that is both a factor of 45 and 20 and that is a perfect square. Does that make sense? Now let me show you what I mean. Now if I do 45 divided by 5, that will give me 9. And remember, 9 is a perfect square. If I do 20 divided by 5, that will give me 4. 4 is a perfect square. So they kind of made it simple for us. Do you understand? So we'll be having 3 root 9 times 5 minus 12 root 5. Now this is already a prime number, so we cannot divide it further. plus 16 root 4 times 5. Do you understand? Now look carefully. We have 3 times root 9 times root 5 minus 12 root 5 plus 16 times root 4 times root 5. Do you understand? So we're having 3 times square root of 9 is 3. I hope you know 3 times 3 is 9. So square root of 9 is 3 times root 5. 5 is not a perfect square. So we have minus 12 root 5 plus 16 times square root of 4 is 2. So we have 2 times root 5. Do you understand? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times root 5 is 9 root 5. Minus 12 root 5 plus 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times root 5 is 32 root 5. Do you understand? Now we have root 5, root 5, root 5. So it means we can add them up. Does that make sense? So let's go. 9 root 5 minus 12 root 5. 9 minus 12 is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 32 is 29. So our answer is 29 root 5. And this is our answer. Do you understand? I hope you understand how we did this. 9 root 5 minus 12 root 5 is minus 3 root 5. Minus 3 root 5 plus 32 root 5 is 29 root 5. Hope you understand. Let's take another question. So we have this question. Simplify 3 root 75 minus root 12 plus root 108, leaving your answer in short form. Now let's solve this question. So we have 3 root 75 minus root 12 plus root 108. Now, like the last question we solved, none of these numbers are prime numbers. All of them have factors. So it's not as easy as the previous question, but it's still quite easy. Now we can decide to start from the smallest number, 12. Now we know that 12 equals to 4 times 3. And we know that 4 is a perfect square. So an hint here is that all I need to do is to divide 75 by 3 and divide 108 by 3. I'm going to get their own perfect square. Let's try this. 75 divided by 3. 3 here 1. 3 in 7 is 2 remainder 1. 3 in 15 is 5. Can you see 25 is a perfect square? Let's try 108 divided by 3. 3 here 1. 3 in 10 is 3 remainder 1. 3 in 18 is 6. And we know that 36 is also a perfect square. Do you understand? Now let's say 12 is not a small number. How do we still get the factor of 75 and 108 that is also a perfect square? Now look. Now all we need to do is to divide 75 and 108 by prime numbers 2, 3, 5 or 7. Do you understand? So we have 75. 3 can go in 75. 3 in 7 is 2. Remainder 1. 3 in 15 is 5. Now we know that 25 is already a perfect square. So it means that 75 is 3 times 25. Do you see? We don't need to divide further. Does that make sense? Let's do for 108. Now 108 is an even number, so we start with 2. 2 in 10 is 5. 2 in 8 is 4. 2 can still go. 2 in 5 is 2. Remainder 1. 2 in 14 is 7. 3 can go. 3 in 27 is 9. 3 in 9 is 3. 3 in 3 is 1. Now for this, all we need to do is to try to pair this. Can you see? We have 2 pairs of 2, 2 pairs of 3. So we do 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 3, 36. So 108 is the same thing as 36 times 3. Do you understand? So let's solve this. So we have 3 square root. 75 is 3 times 25. So we'll put 25 times 3 minus square root 12 is 4 times 3 plus square root 108 is 36 times 3. Do you understand? So look carefully. We are going to have 3 times root 25 times root 3 minus root 4 times root 3 plus root 36 times root 3. I hope you understand. Now we have 3 times root 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25, times root 3 minus root 4 is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 2 times root 3 plus root 36 is 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. Then we have times root 3. Do you understand? 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times root 3 is 15 root 3. Minus 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. Plus 6 times root 3 is 6 root 3. Now you can see that we have root 3, root 3, root 3. So we can sum them up. So we have 15 minus 2 root 3. That will give us 13 root 3. 13 root 3 plus 6 root 3 will give us 19 root 3. I hope you understand. 15 minus 2 is 13. 13 plus 6 is 19. So we have 19 root 3 as our answer. So we have simplified square root 320 minus square root 245 plus square root 605, leaving your answer in sort form. So let's try to do this. 320 minus 245 plus 605. Now these are some big numbers, but remember, it's not still difficult. All I need to do is to divide each of this number by prime numbers. So let's try to do this. So we have 320. It's an even number, so 2 can go. 2 in 3 is 1, remainder 1. 2 in 12 is 6. 2 in 0 is 0. 2 can still go. 2 in 16 is 8. 2 in 0 is 0. 2 can still go. 2 in 8 is 4. 2 in 0 is 0. 2 in 40 is 20. 2 in 20 is 10. 2 in 10 is 5. Then we have 5 in 5. 5 in 5 is 1. Do you understand? Now if you look carefully, we have pairs of 2. So all we need to do is to say 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, 32. 32 times 2 is 64. And we all know that 64 is a perfect square. So 320 is actually 64 times 5. Do you understand? Now as soon as you've gotten the first one, the remaining 2 becomes very easy. Because all I need to do now is to divide 245 with 5 and divide 605 with 5 to get a factor that's a perfect square. So let's try it. 245 divided by 5. 5 here 1. 5 in 24 is 4. Remainder 4. 5 in 45 is 9. Can you see? 49 is a perfect square. So it means we have minus 49 times 5. I hope you are getting it. Now the last thing is to divide 605 with 5. So we have 605 all over 5. 5 here 1. 5 in 6 is 1. Remainder 1. 5 in 10 is 2. 5 in 5 is 1. And you know 1 to 1 is a perfect square. So lastly we have square root of 121 times 5. Does this make sense? So we have square root of 64 times square root of 5 minus square root of 49 times square root of 5 plus square root of 121 times square root of 5. I hope you get this. Square root of 64 is 8 because 8 times 8 is 64. So we have 8 times square root of 5 minus square root of 49 is 7 because 7 times 7 is 49. So we have 7 times square root of 5 plus square root of 121 is 11 because 11 times 11 is 121. So we have 11 times square root of 5. Do you understand? 8 times root 5 will give us 8 root 5. Minus 7 times root 5 will give us minus 7 root 5. Plus 11 times root 5 will give us plus 11 root 5. Does this make sense? And you can see that all of them are root 5, root 5, root 5. So it means we can add them together. 8 root 5 minus 7 root 5 will give us 1 root 5, or better still, root 5. Then 1 root 5 plus 11 root 5 will give us 12 root 5. And this is our answer. Do you understand? So 8 root 5 minus 7 root 5 will give us root 5. Root 5 plus 11 root 5 will give us 12 root 5. So I hope you understand.